So today I want to talk to you guys about death. I think the healthier respect you have for death, the more cautious you are in the choices that you make with your life. In terms of like risking your life, doing things that are dangerous and whatnot, and also in terms of utilizing the time that you have because you want to make as much as you can of yourself before you die. I feel like in the beginning of your life, you don't really have any perspective on death. You don't have any perspective on life, on how long it's gonna last and how precious it is, right? Because it's like, whatever, right? You have an infinite amount of it you just started, right? So until you kind of have like certain things that remind you or make you realize how precious life is, it's not really that precious yet. Because like I remember doing all sorts of stupid stuff. Man, I used to remember longboarding down hills that at the bottom of them had these huge holes, and we'd do it at nighttime so you couldn't actually see the holes. You just remember where they were in the street, and if you would hit those holes, you'd be going 35, 40 miles because it was just straight downhill up until you hit these holes. And if you hit those, man, I would have hit my head straight into the pavement, no helmet, brain damage, dead, whatever it would have been. So it's like, I didn't have a lot of perspective before, so I was a lot more willing to do risky things, right? So today I want to tell you guys about two events that I guess kind of made me realize death and how available it is for us to check out at the life checkout store. Anyways, there's a dream that I really was convinced that I was dying or dead, and a real life experience where I was literally about 2 seconds away from death with LP. So I'll tell that story, then I'll tell the dream story. But yeah, it just kind of reinforces this whole kind of thought, this idea of respecting how important your life is and how easily it can be taken away from you. All right, so let's go over the real life story first, because this one's actually pretty interesting. And I've always heard people talk about like, oh, this is my near-death experience. I almost died at this one point. You know, this happened, that happened, car accident right in front of me, one car ahead of me, whatever it is. And I've always been like, yeah, you know, that'll never happen to me though. Like, near-death experience, I wish, you know, but not gonna happen. You know, I kind of wished that I would experience one because I wanted a story to tell or whatever. But then after I had it happen, I was like, I hope this never happens to me again. That was way too close for comfort. Anyways, long story short, me and LP were going to the Olympia, and after the Olympia, we were coming home and we were driving through the night so that we would skip traffic and just get home as soon as possible so we could get a video up. And that was the first expo we ever went to. That was 2014 Olympia. Yeah, right. So we're coming home around, I don't know, like 2, 3 in the morning, sometime really, really dark early in the morning, and I'm driving, and that's a long drive from San Diego to Las Vegas. So you know how it is at nighttime. All you can see are your headlights, blackness everywhere, and then just white dots just flying by your car, right? And so after a while, you just kind of get used to this flyby, right? So now you're just kind of staring forward, making sure your car is in between these flybys, right? And you're not hitting the dots, and that's pretty much everything. You're just going straight, right? And so of course, you're not gonna be like super, super attentive to your driving. You're just gonna kind of zone out and kind of just go, because you have a very long straightaway and there's nothing in front of you, nothing behind you. You can't really see anything. It's just dark, and obviously there's nothing to hit or traffic or anything, so you just go, you're just cruising. So we've been going for 3, 4, 5 hours, something like that. I don't remember. LP's sleeping over into the passenger seat. I'm not sleepy or anything, but like I said, I'm just droning off. I'm just like staring and listening to music and just going. You know, every once in a while I see a car go by on the other side, which is like, you know, one side of the freeway and then a bridge, like you want a divider, and then a whole another side of the other freeway going the opposite direction. And so here's where it gets intense. I'm just driving and I see some lights coming, and I mean, they're on the other side. In my head, they're on the other side of the freeway going the other way. It's like, whatever, just let them fly by, right? And I'm just going. And then I realize that those lights are on my side of the freeway, and then I realize that they're in my lane, and then I realize that it's like right there, like legit just about to hit me. I go 2, 3 lanes over, whatever, to the right, and then like I switch, and then the car goes by. So like maybe at most probably like 2, maybe 3 seconds. Goes flying by in the fast lane, going the opposite direction. And then I had woken LP up right as like this was all happening. So he like basically wakes up into like, what the hell, just whoa. He looks back, he's like, what the hell? And then probably 15 seconds later, as we're going down the freeway, you know, both of us are now like talking about it, freaking out, hearts pounding, breathing really hard, just like, dude, did that really just happen? We almost just freaking died just now. And then like 12 cops are going down the other side of the freeway, and they're obviously gonna make it past that guy. That could have killed us. And like, that was the closest I've ever gotten to death. And I know it sounds cheesy, whatever, but like that changed the way I look at things. Like that was absolutely nuts. I realized, you know, like, I don't want to die. Like, I have so much to do. We'll get on to all the repercussions and stuff of all this experience, but now I want to get to the dream. The dream was even a little bit more vivid, which is kind of weird because it wasn't real. I wasn't even in danger, but the dream was crazy. So it's one of those dreams that was in a real life setting, which is here at my house and in the backyard. So like, there's no reason for me not to believe the dream, I suppose. And nothing was weird yet. It's not like I talked to a green dragon in my room and then I left and my dog was talking to me and my dog turned into a person. No, I was just completely regular dream, completely regular life. I was going out back to leave the house or whatever. So I went down the stairs, and then as I'm turning, I grabbed the hard guardrail, and as I'm turning at the bottom step to start walking past the stairs, I look up and I get shot by some just random person. I can't even remember what the person looks like or anything. Just get shot. I'm just like, what? I fall straight to the ground, and then all of a sudden my view is this. It's the ground with my left eye on the ground and my right eye, you know, obviously a couple inches above the ground. So I'm just seeing all this gravel and dirt, and it just is so real. And then the other eye, I'm just looking off into the distance. And I had a couple dreams where I die and stuff, and it just creeps the hell out of me. Cause I just think about people who actually have died getting shot or whatever. You just get shot, you can't do anything else. You are completely bound to death at that point. But then you have about 30 seconds where you just sit there and you experience coming closer and closer and closer to death. You're watching life fade out, you're watching your blood start to go out, so your head's getting like darker and your eyes are getting darker. And I'm serious. When I had this dream, I thought it was real and I thought I was dying. I could have sworn that I was just about to die, and I was getting closer and closer to death, and I was just trying to think of all the things that were important to me. You know, I was like praying and stuff. I was freaking out. I really thought I was gonna die. And right when I, you know, got to the point where I died in the dream, you know, I closed my eyes. I wake up. I was heart beating so fast in bed. I was sweating everywhere. I got out of bed and I was fully awake. Like, my eyes were fully open. I was just like, what was that? I had another like 3-4 hours to sleep, and I was over. I was done. That was like one of the only times I couldn't actually go back to bed. I just got up out of bed and I just started my day, and I was like, that was ridiculous. And the point of telling you those two stories is basically just to say, by experiencing close to death situations in reality, and obviously not in reality, but it brings like a light to you where you're like, oh, right. That is such an available thing. It's such a real thing that can happen. You can totally die. It's not that hard for it to happen, and it can happen by chance. It can happen when you're least expecting it, and you could absolutely not want it to happen at all, and it can happen to you. And I think as I've gone throughout my life, and I've gotten more goals, and I have more things I want to finish with my life, and I have more people that I want to appease, and I have more things that I want to fulfill with myself and my position in life and whatnot, it makes me more afraid of death, because if I die, then all those things are not going to happen, and everything I've done up to this point, everything I've built up to this point is for naught. So there's just so much to live for. Anyways, my point of this essentially is, I guess, to make you think of what's important in your life, what do you value, what goals do you have that you want to hit, and how would, you know, death stop that? And also, what are you doing right now in terms of like, what are you doing that's causing you the risk of injury or danger or things like that? You know, like, are you going out on the weekends and doing drugs and jumping from a building to another building when you shouldn't, and just because your friends are doing it or whatever? Or, you know, are you wasting your time right now? Are you wasting your life away and really essentially coming to a slow death by just wasting time all the time? Whatever it is, I think people should just reevaluate every once in a while how they view the world, how they view everything. And I think death is an important topic to really view. I think that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to tell you guys those two stories, kind of give you a little perspective on why I fear death and why I don't like, I don't really like chasing adrenaline type things anymore. I used to want to like parachute skydive and like bungee cord jump and like do these crazy roller coasters and stuff. And now like I don't really have, and like longboard down a hill without a helmet and stuff. Now I don't really have those desires quite as much. You know, these things are fun and stuff. But if I died, man, it would just be crazy. I just don't want that to happen. And back in the day, like I used to honestly be totally okay with death. Like I was gonna join the Marines and I was like, Mom, listen, if I die when I go overseas, that's something that I'm prepared to have happen, and I'm okay with that. And I think that's an okay way to think too. Like some people are at that point where they are like, you know what, I'm willing to give my life, and if I do die, then I am okay and I can accept it. I've done things that I need to do to make myself happy, at least the minimums. But me personally, I'm just not there. So yeah, anyways, I just want to kind of think that out with you guys. I hope you guys got some thoughts as you were watching it. I'd love to hear what you guys thought. Leave in the comments below. That always helps me kind of progress my thoughts in these types of things, especially when I'm like just blurting them out and I kind of want to have you guys expand on them. Anyways, if you did like this, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Team Beyond the Week, CT!
Lift heavy or die, MIRIN, mother.